Hey everybody, welcome to the side panel. I'm your host AJ, and in this episode I will be reviewing two whole movies. The first movie I'll be reviewing is Fantastic Beasts and the Secrets of Dumbledore, followed up by The Northman. Yes, I know everyone has been waiting for me to review this film, and I will in this episode. But first, Fantastic Beasts, The Secrets of Dumbledore is probably the worst Harry Potter movie ever made. It is, man, I feel bad in some ways because in the second film, this is the third of a trilogy, okay? And in the second film, it decided to go and, well, at the end of the first film, actually, it decided to try and make Gellert Grindelwald, the big bad. And apparently there has to be a big bad in every trilogy of films. And when they did that, they kind of veered away from everything that we had hoped we were going to see. I had hoped we were going to see in the first film, and that being just Newt Scamander running around, discovering these beasts, and teaching us about them, and then taking care of them, and what have you. More magical, uplifting, happy stuff, right? And they decided against that somewhere along the way and tried to make Grindelwald and Dumbledore the center of the film, the trilogy. And in doing so, therefore, killed the whole storyline, the whole trilogy, and the fact that this is Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them trilogy. Like they just took that away. And decided, you don't need to know about these Fantastic Beasts. We'll sprinkle them in. But otherwise, this is going to be all about who's playing Grindelwald. And Albus Dumbledore, Newt Scamander, and, a couple other random friends. And in my opinion, this is what caused the downfall of the trilogy. And from what I can see of the ratings and everything, it is probably one of the reasons why critically it's being panned, at least by the fans. Sure, it has made over $332 million worldwide and has become the fifth highest grossing film of 2022. However, that really doesn't do anything. The film itself was just kind of boring and kind of off topic and kind of just, it leaves you glad at the end that the movie's over, but really don't want an explanation as to why it ended so badly. You're just kind of like, oh, thank God I can go away now. And I pray that we never get another entry into this franchise because, can we just go and do like a prequel story where we can see where we could see everybody that was involved in the creating of the Marauders map, the group of kids there and young Severus Snape and all of them. Can we see them going to school, the young Potter's parents going to school, stuff like that? I wouldn't mind seeing that prequel series, but this one, it left what it was supposed to be behind so far that it when it tries to bring you back to it, it just fails and comes up short. And unfortunately, it suffers, and we have to suffer for it. So I wasn't too happy with this film, as you can tell. But thankfully, all that was wiped away when I went to go see The Northman. The Northman, okay, is a film directed by Robert Eggers, and is based on the legend of Amleth. The film stars Alexander Skarsgård, Nicole Kidman, Clay Bangs, and Anya Taylor-Joy, Ethan Hawke, Willem Dafoe, and what has to be when you and Bjork. Okay, when you see Bjork in this film, you'll finally understand her entire life and music and fashion and personality. All that seemed to have been put together just for her role here in The Northman. The Northman is basically Conan with Vikings. Okay, you've got Alexander Skarsgård in the beginning, and his family gets messed with, and then it just goes from there. And I can't give too much away. Just know that it's Conan with Vikings. So if you've seen Conan the Barbarian, the original with Arnold Schwarzenegger, then you can kind of understand where I'm going from. Where it veers and changes is that this movie is very artistic in the way that it's made. If you've seen any of Eggers' other films, like The Witch and The Lighthouse, then you'll understand what I'm talking about, how just artistic his films are. Cinematography is always gorgeous. Everything looks like you could, every image feels like you can frame it hanging on a wall. It's just a beautiful, beautiful movie and well told with a story. So if you take all of that and that's how it's different from Conan. Conan was great, and that was an action film, and it led Arnie to like stardom and all that stuff. And it was just base barbarianism. Well, The Northman is that too, but it's in a Viking way. So it's man, I can't give too much away. Let me just say this: The Northman is unapologetic, unbridled anger and just violent. This movie is, it takes you down the path of Viking lore and beliefs and the way that they handle themselves and the way that they carry themselves and the way that they live, as well as being just brutal. I mean, just one of the most brutal films I've seen in a while. And it's not just brutal in its depiction of violence and fighting. It's brutal in its depiction of life and drama and all the stuff that happens in this movie. And it's unforgiving in what it does. Like, he's got no shame. Here it is, like it or don't, but this is everything. And go from there. Boom. So I loved it. I thought it was just great. It was just a great film. Beautiful, like I said, well acted. Everything about it was great, and it was confusing and awkward. Ethan Hawke did a great job. I couldn't even realize it was Ethan Hawke until like it dawned on me that he was in this movie, and so this guy had to be him. Willem Dafoe, same thing. He did a great job. Nicole Kidman, oh my God. I can't even with Nicole Kidman in this film. I just can't do it. And Alexander Skarsgård does a wonderful job in this film. I can't overstate how awesome he is. So yeah, if you're ever curious about how Viking berserkers were raised and go about in life, go see this movie. If you're not, go see this movie anyway, because it's awesome. So yeah, there you have it. I don't want to ruin anything anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and end the show. So thanks everybody for tuning in. A quick 10-minute review of two films. Secrets of Dumbledore should have remained a secret. Nobody needed to know about it. Nobody cared. And The Northman, which was awesome. And with the Renaissance Fair season going on, I'm sure we're going to see a lot of people dressing up like Amleth. So we'll see. Thanks everybody for tuning in. And on the next episode, the multiverse of Doctor Strange. It's going to be awesome. I hope. All right, everyone. Talk to you then.